Hi, welcome to the Shonen Show with your usual guests of Edge,
Earth,
and Lynch.
now with 100% more video.
Yes, 100% more video
Going
is
from
correct.
zero video to all video. We got now we have video.
All video, all the time. Action,
Yeah.
action, Thursday only.
But we did get a request to start doing video with our podcast, so we now are a video podcast.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Hi.
So,
Yeah.
how are we going to start this as we usually do with the new stuff that's been coming out?
What there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What little there is.
Well, we might as well. I mean, we skipped over what was new in 2015 in the last episode.
This is true. We didn't really. We kind of went off on tangents towards the end there.
Yeah. So, and we've given it enough time so that we now have a good grasp on like what's come out so far, because it's like 5 or 6 episodes in to the season.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, very
So-
true. Even the lesser series, well, I shouldn't say lesser. The ones that haven't run as much have still still put out about 3 or 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you have any ones that you're really interested in?
For me, mostly right now, it's what is it? Aria, Curse of the Magic Sword, or something like that.
Yeah, World Break.
World Break, yeah, Curse of the Magic Sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that one. Actually, we all three of us watched the first episode together, and I immediately started laughing my ass off because the opening, like the first 30 seconds of the first episode is so stereotypical fantasy. There was like dragons, and there was just stuff exploding, and spells and swords, and I'm just like, what is going on? There was no build to this. It just flew in my face, and I'm like, oh my god. I felt like I was reading like a weird Tolkien novel, like on acid. But the story itself was pretty cool, and I like where it's going. I think it's based off of a light novel, so there's not much else to go on. I checked out like a chapter of the manga that's being serialized along with it, and they're pretty much following the same pattern. But yeah, I think it's a solid story, and I hope it's not like the best, but it's good. It's good for right now.
Yeah.
I'm not really all that impressed with it. I watched 3 episodes so far, and it wasn't it's something about it I just don't like it. I don't like. I think it's the action animation is so subpar.
It's
that
not amazing.
It's just like it throws you for a loop, because the rest of the animation is pretty good, but when it comes down to like the fast action scenes, it's just not good. It's even worse than like it harkens back to like the 90s animation style, where it's just like kind of like choppy, and like they don't really do a whole lot with backgrounds, and it's just like that streaky background, and we're just gonna like have like a motion blur on the character. It's just not very good.
My other gripe with it is I don't even remember her name because I hate her so much. The pink-haired girl, and she's one of the secondary characters, or one of the main characters.
Yeah, she's one of the main
Trio.
Yeah.
One of the main love interests. I hate her. She's annoying.
Oh,
she's
she's so
loud. She's obnoxious. She squeaks. Everything I hate in an annoying character.
Yeah.
Like, there's no worse way to ruin a protagonist for me than to give them an annoying voice.
And the incest.
Yeah, which we're not even. It hasn't been like completely clarified yet, but yes, it's getting a little too incesty, which is at least they're balancing it out with the weird Hades busty girl, but who I like. I actually think she's a good character, and she's interesting.
Yeah, she's a fantastic. I like her character. She's really interesting, and like they're surrounding her character in that intrigue with her backstory, and how there's a whole like. I guess the main character and her were like lovers in their past life, and
They were married.
They were actually husband and wife. Yeah. And she was like a slave, and so he was like imprisoned, and he like broke out and like rescued her, and like eventually she grew up, and like they fell in love. Like that's dark but beautiful story, and that's way more interesting than weird, creepy incest girl.
Yeah.
Well, all we can hope for, in a sense, that will take back burner to the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
But
the plot of the story is really interesting, but I just the way it's being told, there's something about it I don't like.
That's
Fair.
again. Everybody has their opinion.
So it's fallen into the category of like it's very. I think it's just because it's very generic of how it's being told.
Yeah, generic is a good way to describe it.
And that's been a lot of the series of the season.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Unfortunately, it seems like this season is going to be big on the ecchi comedies. I think I've already made this comment.
Yeah.
You have World Break, you have Unlimited Fafnir, and
Iska. Iska. Isuka. Isuca.
I haven't checked that out yet.
It's super generic. It is to a T like the most generic like ecchi comedy of the season.
Well, and then you have Testament of New
Sister Devil. It looked so good at the first episode because of the plot twist in the first episode. It was so good, and then I started reading the manga to catch up with it because I was really interested in the series. I wanted to see where it went, but it's just like, hey, we're just gonna throw trope after trope at you.
It is a very tropey manga. That was one of the ones, kind of like Yawamushi Pedal, where I had already and Akame ga Kill, where I had already checked out the manga a while ago before it got serialized into an anime, and tropey, definitely. But
anything else, Justin?
I was going to say, is there anything else in the new season that we care to talk about?
Honestly, I've been checking out Military, which is another short format.
Oh, yeah.
I'm honestly, last season had so many great shorts that I wished were full episodes. This one, I am damn thankful, is only 3 minutes. It is a fun 3 minutes, but I could not handle any more.
Yeah.
Is it in that SD form, like the chibi super deformed?
It's pretty much primarily chibi.
It's like almost.
That's the problem I have with the second season of Wake Up Girls. It's it was an idol anime for the first season, and the second season I was like, oh hey, look, they're getting the second season rolling. All right, let me go check this out. Super deformed. Fuck, I'm not watching this now.
You just brought up two awful thoughts to my mind, and the first is that I remembered that SD Gundam exists.
Yep.
And
but on the other hand, SD Fist of the North Star exists.
I haven't checked that out yet. Is it?
It's.
If you have watched the original show, it is kind of funny, but it will break your brain.
My brain's been broken for a long time, but I don't know. Will it repair my brain just to break it again?
Well, okay. How familiar are you with Fist of the North Star's plot?
Not very. I know tiny bit.
Essentially, it's a Mad Max style story. It's post-apocalyptic. SD Fist of the North Star pretty much says that this event that ended humanity for the most part did not happen. So here's all these characters like Kenshiro and the others that are super strong in the main series. They're going around fighting. They're using their strength to either protect people or to steal things to get by. And now they're stuck, having to do ordinary life things like get a job, find housing.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it sounds weird.
It is really weird.
Sounds weird.
Speaking of weird, there's another series that I checked out this season. I just watched it yesterday. I forget what the hell it's called. It's something graffiti girl like cooking or something like that.
Oh God, yes.
It just slips my mind because it's so. It's actually kind of disgusting.
Whoa.
It's the cooking anime, right?
Yeah, it's the cooking anime because
okay, continue.
It's very. The main character is a middle school girl, and they're sexualizing food and the girl. It's very.
What?
The description just sounded bizarre.
What? Why?
I read the description. I was like, I'll give it a shot. We need something to talk about for this podcast. I'll give it a watch, see how good or bad it is. But it's super it's disgusting, really.
Oh, while we're on the topic of super disgusting, Lynch, I have to thank you properly for fucking Cutie Earth Defense Force. Fuck that.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh, it's not good. It's another one of the series that's not good. I kind of enjoyed the first episode, but it's really not good because it's a take on the magical girls style anime, but it's guys in that role. It's all guys.
If it was girls, I think I could find it hilarious just for the sheer. I won't even say insane. The way that it is willing to laugh at the magical girl tropes.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's a whole bunch of cross-dressing men that are perfectly okay falling into that, I died a little inside watching it.
I'm probably gonna continue. I'm probably just gonna binge it because I can't really just sit there and wait for it every week. But I kind of want to see where it goes because it is it is making fun of the genre.
And if there is a genre that needs to be made fun of, it's that.
Speaking of making fun of the genre, I'm going to segue into a good anime for the season. Saekano, How to Raise a Boy and Girlfriend.
Oh, is that good? I've been thinking about checking it out.
It's satirizing the entire dating sim genre. It's so good. And the main characters are really all interesting. The one that they want to, and it wasn't like the trailers never portrayed it to be like the actual girl who is like the boring girlfriend, because you always see like that really one, like the how do I want to put it,
it almost reminded me, just to kind of add to what you're saying, the description just reminded me a lot of Ichigo 100%.
Yeah. But like all the trailers made it to seem like the main heroine of the story was actually like one of the personalities of the story, and the main one where they're trying to make this game off of her is actually really boring. Like she's just very average. And the way that it works out is that you have the main male character who is like a super otaku. A super otaku. One of the female leads is a light novel author, and the other like main personality is a ero manga illustrator. So and it's really, and apparently there's a backstory in between those three characters, where those two have some sort of love interest in the main male character, and then he kind of falls in love with this very average girl, just because of like that one incident, because he's so absorbed into the dating sim world that like there was that like one moment where in his life where those two met, and it triggered that whole like, oh, this is going to be the start of his dating sim.
You sure this isn't Ichigo
100%? It might be.
Because you pretty much just described.
But just the interactions of how all these characters come together, it's really good, and it's making fun of the genre as well.
All right, I'm definitely gonna give it a look then.
Yeah.
To segue backwards real quick, if you want to talk about cooking stories that are done in a good way, there's a really good manga out right now called Shokugeki no Soma, which is about a cooking school where they have cooking battles, and it's actually really, really good. I highly recommend that.
If I remember correctly, that one has been greenlit, I think, for an anime next season.
Well, then we should be looking forward to that if it's done well, because that is a solid manga, and read it, and then check out the anime when it comes out. And then, I mean, you and I have always been a fan of the manga Addicted to Curry.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's hasn't been getting chapters in a while.
That's it. I mean, honestly, there are lots of good anime or manga for any and all subjects, cooking included. I mean, hell, one of my favorite sports anime, Suzuka.
Thank you. The high jumping one.
Exactly. It's an anime about the high jump.
You never thought you'd really be interested in something like that, but then you start watching it. It's really good.
I've never seen it. Can't say that I have.
But I mean, that's kind of my point. There's always good examples, and then there's always a lot of bad examples. Unfortunately, a hell of a lot of bad examples.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm just going through. I'm trying to find that one cooking anime that I was watching, and it was really bad.
The one that we just talked about?
Yeah, the one that we just talked about.
I'd swear it is, cooking graffiti or something like that.
Yeah, it's something graffiti girl or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I did look at that, but it looked really stupid.
Gourmet Girl Graffiti.
Ah, that's it, yes.
That's it. Yeah. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
For all of our and now actual viewers out there.
Yeah, viewers. Hi. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up.
While you're trying to think about that, Concolé, Kantai Collection has been actually pretty good.
The remake of that, right?
It's not really because I was trying to do a little research because we talked about this on the last episode, and it's not a remake because it never went into anime format. It was always a light novel and game.
Okay, so Kantai Collection had never been an anime before.
Not that I could see. Not as far as Wikipedia is concerned. Not as far as I could see before.
What's Kantai Collection?
It's about girls who are like warships.
Yeah, the embodiment of a warship.
And then there's this there's an alien force that's come down and taken over the seas. It's a lot like Gargantua or Arpeggio Blue Steel.
So the girls have different class. Well,
they're like they're famous Japanese warships.
Exactly. So you have like destroyer class.
Do they turn into warships?
Kind of. They have. It's very much like what was that plane one?
Strike Witches?
Yeah, Strike Witches. It's a lot like Strike Witches, where like they have like the accoutrements of their respective warships, but like they don't actually like turn into like warships.
Do they like pull cannons out of their busts?
No, they have like
they'll have things on the shoulders, the wrist.
They'll have like torpedoes on their hips. The aircraft carriers have a flight deck on their left arm. And
my brain just broke.
The battleships will have like an actual like array of guns coming out on them. It's actually pretty good. I have been enjoying watching it.
So the manga was enjoyable.
I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm thoroughly intrigued and disturbed.
The characters are all pretty interesting. The plot is it's a plot and
it's a plot. It's a plot.
It's a plot. But what really got me about it is like the animation is really, really gorgeous.
Like crisp.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Actually, I guess one of the last for this season to bring up is the Samurai Warriors anime, which unfortunately, as I was telling you, Lynch, it is a little disappointing. Again, I was honestly expecting it to be a slightly less chaotic Sengoku Basara, just same power level, but just not quite as crazy, and focusing more on the historical battles that all these generals are taking part in. Unfortunately, they start the anime with Hideyoshi's death, which means that all you have left are two minor struggles, not even full-blown conflicts, two conflicts, and then the Battle of Sekigahara. That's it. Really, that's all you have for the vast majority of the generals. From there, you can go to, of course, the two battles at Osaka Castle, but you've taken a series that has so many generals, and you're limiting it to a very tiny pool of them. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Just makes me want more, what is it, The Adventures of Oda Nobuna?
Exactly. Yes.
I do want more of that.
All of these ones that revolve around that era. Samurai Warriors. There was a couple other ones about Nobunaga. And it's just like everyone has just made me want more Oda Nobuna, and not watch that crap at whatever I was watching that had Nobunaga in it.
Nobunaga the Fool?
I didn't really like it.
I mean, I liked the animation in it.
It's a cool
really
premise.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a cool premise, but it was like kind of weird how they were trying to fuse like that
Da Vinci and
like the whole
Joan of
like
Arc
Eastern and Western style. It was just kind of odd.
It was weird. I'm not denying that. It was very bizarre.
There was the other one where everyone had the embodiment of an old warrior.
Nobunagun.
Yeah, Nobunagun. That was weird. And that was another weird one. Couldn't get into it.
I never even watched it. I heard it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Like it was one of those really crazy animation styles. It was a treat to look at, but it really wasn't much to watch. But there's one last one that I'm really digging this season.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Absolute Duo.
It's one that I definitely need to check out. It sounds good.
I haven't even heard of it. What is it about?
It's about this school where they train people who can embody their souls into a weapon, and the main character is
I'm having Guilty Crown flashbacks.
Their own, not.
Yeah, their own soul.
Yeah.
They embody their own soul, and there are a couple. And the main character is an exception, I believe they're calling them, where everyone else is a weapon, but he has a shield.
Exactly. And the worst part for him is he's looking for revenge, so he went there hoping to get this weapon and be able to use that, and it's a shield.
Yeah,
That's actually really cool. I like that concept.
yeah. It's been playing out really well, and the animation's gorgeous. The characters are all intriguing. The plot's been really good because everyone has their own like little agenda to be there.
It's just a bitch you can't watch it on Crunchyroll.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It's Funimation. Funimation picked it up.
No, I want to watch it now because I like the whole shield thing.
I haven't. I've been using another streaming site, so I haven't actually been watching it on the Funimation site. So they might actually have it up for free. It's just going to be like a week late.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that then.
Funimation's pretty cool about their streaming. So.
Yeah, they are.
It's a lot like Crunchyroll, like where the current season is coming out a week later.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps up 2015, or at least what's coming up.
Yeah.
In
this season,
this winter. So I kind of want to get.
I actually wanted to digress real quick on the thing that I was trying to remember earlier. Yep. You were talking about the second season of that anime.
Wake Up Girls.
Yeah, that had like the chibi weirdness.
Yeah.
Nurarihyon no Mago's second season, the animation went... And I don't know why they changed it. The first season, I loved the manga, and the second season of the anime, they just took a dump all over the animation. They just completely changed the art style, and I don't know why.
It could be anything from artists leaving
to a new company taking.
Exactly.
That's what I figured happened, but I stopped watching it. I don't even know if they ever even finished it in anime format because I just didn't care anymore. But read the manga; it's good.
Okay.
If you like demons.
Yeah, I'll put up in the link dump and whatnot. I'll probably put up all this stuff in link dump.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. At least trailers.
Yeah, trailers, just some sort of like
nod to it.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I wanted to kick off then this episode. Now that we're getting past the obligatory reviews of the new stuff, with just kind of some underrated gems. Again, I talked with both of you about this, the idea of letting our listeners, letting our viewers know about some of the anime that we've liked, that we've found that, just haven't garnered the attention it really deserves.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say if you guys want me to start, or otherwise if one of you wants to start off.
We've been talking a lot, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, this one is one I actually just started watching yesterday, and I have already finished it.
Oh, wow.
It's Maoyu.
Yes. I like this one. It's a really good anime. I really do enjoy it.
It starts off I'd heard about it, and honestly, I didn't even know it was on Crunchyroll. So honestly, you can watch it on Crunchyroll.
I've never heard of it.
What it's about, at its beginning, when you start watching, it seems like a typical fantasy, hero that has to go destroy the Demon Lord. He meets up with the Demon Lord being this young, busty girl.
Redhead horns?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yep. So just the whole idea that it flips all the typical fantasy elements on its head.
Yeah.
It's no longer, hey, hero versus Demon Lord. It's not even, hell, they don't even embrace war. The idea of them trying to advance civilization.
Yeah. Like they're, the Demon Lord girl is trying to like form a renaissance.
Yeah.
And just like in the way of thinking, in the way of economy, in the way of
agriculture.
Of, like, agriculture.
Yeah. Also, did you guys notice how nobody has a name?
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone has a title.
Everyone's a title. They don't. She's Mao-sama and he's Hiro-sama, and nobody has a name. And I loved that. I actually didn't finish it because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, because it started to getting really heavy, and I just had to like take a break. So I actually don't know how it ends. Don't tell me.
I really love that.
Oh yeah, and again, there are a bunch of people that do watch it, but it really has not garnered a lot of the attention I believe it should get.
I agree.
It kind of flew under the radar because that was like the season of like the Demon Lord animes. Mm. There were like 3 other Demon Lord animes, and that was just kind of the one that kind of flew under the radar because it just never got a whole lot of push behind it.
But it's also like a little pseudo romance going on.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It was. I really liked it.
There's so many elements in play and so many plot points and just little nuances to that story in a very unique and interesting way. And I'm actually glad you brought that up. I forgot about that one. That's a gem that I forgot about. So yeah, good call. Good call, Edge.
Good call. Do you have one?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Yeah. Xam'd, the Lost Memories. It came out a couple years ago, like a couple years ago. It's actually we were talking about weird anime, like one not last time, like not ones that were like intentionally weird, just like ones that were just like what the F's going on kind of a thing. This one had a really cool story, but there were a couple of points in it where I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know how to explain the story really, but it kind of I really have no idea how to explain it. Basically, yeah, I really can't. This is just one that you're gonna have to go and look up like a quick like synopsis on it real quick and read it, because I honestly don't have words. The first episode's really cool. Basically it starts out basically with a terrorist attack on a school bus, and the main character gets this little thing implanted in his arm that starts taking over his body. And no, this is not Parasite. From there, just shit goes down, and it's all about weird empires and crazy stuff with I don't know. It's just batshit insane, and it's fantastic. The animation is absolutely stunningly beautiful. The music's great. The voice acting is wonderful. And it has a beautiful ending. I cried the last episode of this.
It was always one of those ones that I kept on looking at going, I don't know if I want to watch it, because there was never really anything on any of the sites that I was watching things on that like had a good synopsis of it, or had like had a trailer of it even. It was just one of those ones that flew under my radar.
It's kind of funny in one sense to say, well, with you saying that it didn't have a good trailer. Having worked in retail for a little bit, there was actually a trailer for it on the PS3 demo of Target.
What? Xam'd, the Lost Memories? That's so random.
It was completely random. Actually, there is a PS3 theme, so apparently I guess it did really well with Sony or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm researching it a little bit. I don't know who actually made it. Studio Bones, Madman Entertainment, Sentai Filmworks, Manga Entertainment.
I guess Sentai picked it up then.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. I watched all of it. It was emotional. It was cool. There's action. There's war. There's betrayal. There's losing yourself, figuring out who you are. Growing up. There's so many themes in it. It's absolutely astounding.
Yep.
I really have nothing else to say about it. It's just one of those ones that I feel like nobody I've ever talked to has really ever said, "Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen that."
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so
that
flew under my radar. One that we were talking about earlier, Bento. It's about about fighting over literally having a brawl over half-priced bentos at the supermarket.
Oh yeah, it was a good one.
It was really good. It didn't get a whole lot of push over here in the States, as far as I know. I think it was based off of a light novel, and it was really good. The characters were all interesting. The animation was good. It was just like the plot was so well done. What little there was between of like fighting over half price lunches, so. And like there was backstory for characters, and it was so good, and it's 12 episode season, so if you got a couple hours to blow, you can power through it. It's so good. I just went through and watched it again the other day. I loved it so much.
I've never seen it, but honestly, it sounds so fantastically wacky. I've got to check it out.
Yeah, it's wacky. It's funny. It's serious. It embodies. It has so many things that go into it, and it does every genre very well.
All right. That's a solid praise.
Yeah, I loved it so much. I'm just going through one of my Crunchyroll list, seeing what another good one was.
By the way, Lynch, in the video, honestly, you kind of look like you're wearing Ash Ketchum's hat.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, all the STDs.
Oh, Maoyu's on my list. Okay, I have one that kind of flew under the radar. Chihayafuru.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's about what's that card game where you swipe? It's kind of like Memory, and I forget what the hell it's called, but it's the like kind of like they say a poem, and then you're supposed to swipe the card of the completion of the poem.
I've never heard of that, actually.
Oh shit, it's not Hanafuda, is it?
Is it? I'm gonna have to
research time.
But that was really good. It's technically labeled under sports.
Really?
But I guess I could see it if it's.
I
guess while you're researching that,
can I talk about an annoying anime?
Go.
I don't know if you guys checked this out on Crunchyroll, but there was one called Kaito Kid, the Phantom whatever.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was not good.
I watched the first episode, and let me tell you, the protagonist, I hate his nose. I hate everything to do with...
Do we have to resync?
And we're back. Hi, this is Earth.
This is Edge.
This is Lynch. And you went too fast again.
Did I?
Yeah, that countdown is not for you. That countdown is for the sync.
Well, sorry.
I'll make it work.
Should I start again?
Now. Let's just continue on. Hey, it's the first time we're trying to do video. There's going to be complications. You the viewers will understand.
Wait, is this how I put the mic? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, this is not CNP. Don't.
What's CNP?
It's the other podcast that I do.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are affiliated with other people besides us. They're not as cool.
We're way cooler.
Yeah. What, you guys are?
Yeah, we're way cooler than you.
That's a lie.
Nope. But getting back to anime, I don't even know what we were talking about when we needed to take our little technical difficulties break.
I think we were talking about Xam'd the Lost Memories, and then we were talking about other stuff that's like hidden gems, and the only other one I was going to bring up was Last Exile.
So let's try to limit him once since how many we say. We're gonna
because we want to bring it up. We want to make this a staple.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then forget what I just said. We're gonna move on. Next topic.
Moving right along.
T.
Okay. You know what? I'll throw out a question blitz then. I want to know your guys' favorite anime genre or trope that gets a bad rap that you defend.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if there's one that I actually watch that gets a bad rap. Like, because I don't really enjoy the incest ones. Other like Aremo was good, but like it has to be like really good.
I never
to watch one of like the incest ones. I don't watch.
What, you didn't like Kiss X Sis?
What? No, I don't even know if I know that one.
That was on one of the streaming sites I was watching for a while, and I watched like one episode of it, and I'm like, wow, this is creepy.
Pull up to the mic.
Oh, yeah, up to the mic. Yeah, it was creepy. Don't watch it.
Okay. I don't know. There's not really one that's really gets a bad rap that I really like. I just can't think of one. I mean, I do watch the ecchi ones just because sometimes they're really funny, other times they're just kind of bad. But they get a bad rap. Oh no, the ones that I do enjoy that if they're done really well, much like the harem ones, are the gender bender animes.
I don't like gender benders.
Not the ones where they just put a trap in there just to put a trap in. But like ones that really tackle like a gender bending character, like Hana Kimi.
Okay, yeah.
Like it really has to be a solid character that goes through the gender bending, or like Ouran Host Club.
Oh, actually, that was gonna be like the one that I said. That is one of my favorite anime.
Like it's technically a gender bending.
True.
And it gets a lot of rap because when people hear gender bending, they think, oh, it's just perverts cross dressing. Why would you watch that? Granted, there's a lot of times it's just perverts cross dressing.
True.
But there are those gems in there that do it really well, like Ouran High or Hana Kimi.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think harem, when they're done properly, is really good. And honestly, the best example, I mean, again, it's reverse harem, is Host Club. It's just so good. It's just great characters. Everyone's likable, everyone's relatable, everyone's funny, and you just have a good time with it. And it's not done in a tasteless way. It's done very, very realistic, and everyone has and the emotions are very human. And that's, when harem is just done for the sake of TNA and for bullshit, and especially when there's no clear-cut winner at the end, like Tenchi, I hate so much. But yeah, that's kind of my take on my hated or trope that I think gets a lot of shit, but there are some gems there.
There are some gems in there, and it takes a lot of shit because a lot of the genre deserves the shit that it takes.
Agreed.
But like when you find that gem in there, it can be, you can take a lot of shit from watching like technically a harem anime.
Yeah.
Guess to me then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out the hentai games. Anime based off a hentai game. There have been so many good ones. There are a bunch of bad ones, but actually, I hate to say it, most of them I like more than the ones that are based off of manga. They just seem to come out better.
I agree with you on that. One of my favorite romance anime that's a harem is based off of a hentai game, and I had no idea. It's Shuffle. I did not know it was a hentai game until Edge told me about it, and I was like, really? Like, I thought it was a good story.
Hentai game, they're just for perverts.
That's exactly it. Hell, just to kind of go on a quick side rant, kind of funny that I say rant, there's a game series from Alice Soft in Japan called Rants, which, hilariously enough, they'll be making an anime off of that character at some point in the near future. Those games literally have more programming than a lot of video games do.
Damn.
Yep.
You literally almost cannot break those games.
Because just how in depth you have to go into the game, it really comes down to like how like fleshed out these characters are, and when you get a really good fleshed out character, that's where the meat of the story comes into. It's like where a lot of the enjoyment comes into is like the characters. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what you were talking about. The programming? What? I just went off on my own.
Yeah, say the Rants games and a lot of the other games that this company makes are RPGs, and fantastic RPGs at that, to keep people from, in a sense, breaking the code and going, hey, I want more gold than I can ever have. I don't have to worry about gold in this, or I need this game works on a power scale, so I'm going to give myself more power. It literally is almost impossible to do that. About the best that people have done is just to download save states. That's really all people have been able to do.
Damn.
Huh. Interesting. So I was completely on a tangent. Because I was thinking when you were saying programming, and it was just more ways. Since it's an RPG, it's technically an RPG. There's more ways to take the characters. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like BioWare on crack.
BioWare on crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, BioWare choices on crack.
Crackware.
No.
No.
Just no.
No.
Oh. Okay.
So.
Can I throw out a question?
Go for it.
Do you guys have a specific character in any anime that you find very relatable personally, and that maybe was a good influence on you on like an emotional, personal level, that maybe was like an inspiration to you?
So
I don't know.
Edge is cracking up over there. What?
Lynch knows exactly where I'm going with that one.
I'm a little afraid, actually.
I got to go with the main character from my teen romantic comedy, Snafu.
Yeah.
Like, he could very well be my brother.
Your brother's in the next room.
Fuck him. No, I mean, literally, his whole story could very well be my high school career, with the exception of having girls after me. It's just one of those things where he is down in the dumps. He is cynical about life. He's coming close, I guess, to graduation. It's just the idea that, fuck it, the world's not going to get any better once I leave high school. And it's really, I mean, I relate to that a hell of a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if I really have one. I don't. Is there a character out there that just like doesn't give a shit about
anything
at
all?
Any of the harem main characters?
Well, no, because they're bland, and I would. A lot of the harem main characters there's no reason for them to be
alive.
A harem main character.
Yeah.
They don't have like any distinguishing feature.
Who doesn't give a crap? But is overall you're not a decent human being. What am I talking about?
I'm a terrible human being.
You're a terrible human being.
What are you talking about, decent human being? I'm a terrible human being.
Do we know any demons who don't give any craps?
I don't really think that there's one character out there that I could really relate to.
Yeah.
There were like my old school favorites. There was like Jean Starwind. There was Wolfwood. There was Spike. There was
Do you have a role model, like maybe someone that like you aspire to at least, like maybe someone who's been like not even a little bit?
Nah, not really. Just fuck it. I'm just gonna do my thing.
Okay.
I don't think I really have some like a character or an actor or somebody who is like, I'm gonna take my inspiration from them.
Well, I mean, you know, everyone finds heroes in everything, like a book character or like they take inspiration from like a story, just anything. You can take inspiration from anything. So actually,
well, now that you say it, Dresden, really?
Yeah, I was actually gonna think that. Yeah, he's actually a good character to take.
But I was trying to think of an anime character.
But I was trying to do anime. And by the way, listeners, watchers, I guess now, if you guys have a character or an anime that you feel like inspired you, tell us about it. Put it in the comments. I guess me personally, it would be Makunochi Ippo from Hajime no Ippo. Like him, I was bullied a lot in school, and he rose above that. Became champion, featherweight champion of Japan. Like there's a lot to be said about his internal struggle on finding out what it means to be a strong person and his own personal, just life, dealing with adversity, dealing with his family, his life, his friendships. And getting beaten down a lot, but still getting back up every time. With all of his might and all of his willpower. So I've always taken a lot of strength from him. So that was one that really, like, when I first read, I was like, okay, I really like Ippo because of his personal strife, and I can identify with him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just that. When I thought of the question, that was the first person who kind of sprung into my mind. Just like someone I could, someone relatable that I kind of not like idolized. I mean, but because obviously Ippo's flawed in a lot of ways with his romantic life, which doesn't go anywhere. But as a person, like there's a lot to be said about his gusto and his work ethic. And for a young man, like when I was younger, like he was, inspirational. So, yep. kind of like Rocky a little bit, I guess. Don't say
bite me.
But yeah, that was the question I prepared for today. Like, inspirational. But yeah, again, anytime we ask a question, by the way, guys, not these schmoes to you guys. If you have like your own response to it, let us know, and we'd like to read it, check it out, see what you have to say. But more questions, Edge?
Oh, Lynch, you want to throw one out?
Yeah,
I did not come prepared. I am not prepared.
Well, I guess this was one actually I had prepared a couple of sessions ago, and we just kept
dodging it.
Really just kind of going off on other topics and just never got around to it.
How dare us?
Your favorite anime-related game? I mean, there's a whole shitload of them out there.
I don't
really play
Sadly,
any.
there's a whole bunch of them that took the movie game route and are utter trash. But
yeah, I don't think there's really any like anime game I've really played.
I'm with him on that. I don't really play any anime games. You're really the only one who does that.
Jesus Christ, you two.
What? I play other things.
Yeah, I don't really play anime games.
I've played more games based off of books, which is actually true. What? Oi!
You're just not giving me anything to go on.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, just to throw out to our viewers then, if anybody out there has a Dreamcast, you have a whole shitload of actually decent anime games at your fingers. Might cost you a little bit to find them, but I'd recommend Sword of the Berserk Guts Rage is actually a pretty decent action-adventure, and if you're looking for some good old Diablo-style hack and slash, the Record of Lodoss War game is fantastic. So...
And those are just two really good stories to check out in general, as Lodoss War is an old school gem, and Berserk is just, well, awesome. Dark, scary, and freaky.
Kind of rapey.
Yeah, a little rapey. Not as rapey as some other stories, but it's still kind of rapey. But it's really dark, like Lovecraftian dark with grotesque monsters. But if you like that, then check it out. Any other questions on your little list?
Oh, geez, yeah. I guess I might as well keep asking then. Your favorite example of an anime situation that would have been drastically different had it not been an anime, had been real life. I mean, I'm just gonna throw out an example so that you know what I'm talking about, and thus remove one. Or actually, I'll use that as mine. It is one of my favorite examples. The whole idea of the chunis, the chunibyo's. The whole idea that, again, it's in most anime, they're either ignored to the point that it's just, oh, well, put up the quote-unquote social barrier, pay them no mind. They still get their friends that, are willing to just accept them for who they are. It's like, if you look at that in real life, no. They practically get tortured by the other kids that would have thrown the social barrier up, and the ones that sit here are like, oh, yeah, in an anime, oh, you're still our friend, you're just a little weird. Those kids would alienate you because they don't want to be associated with you.
Yeah, especially in like the high school environment, because you could look at it and go, and like every school had the D&D nerds.
Yeah,
and it's really that was us.
That was us.
And the D&D nerds were always, and the RPG nerds were always considered to be like stuck in the fantasy world, and there was like they were just to be shunned and made fun of.
I played football, and they always asked me weird questions like Temple, Earth, are you a level 47 wizard? I'm like, what? But they that was just like, they thought that was hilarious, and I'm like, oh, okay, but yeah.
I never really got too much shit in high school for being like a nerd. I also went to a pretty decent, like more of a fine arts high school.
You're lucky.
So like where like the big people on campus. Well, that's not the case in my high school anymore. But the big people on campus were like the music kids. Like where we were invited to like state competitions and things like that.
That's cool.
So
that's cool.
Like not even like state competitions, or like just to perform at like places, at pretty high profile places. And it was a really good music program. Still is a really good music program. So like the band kids were like top of the school,
the food chain.
Yeah, and like the sports kids are just like starting to get a rise back into like prominence. But I never really got too much crap from them, even because it kind of took the linesman to take me down in full contact indoor lacrosse. So. And when you were leaving fish-shaped dents in the metal lockers at school, nobody really messed with you. So
fair enough.
I never really ran in, and I was like I was a band nerd. I played Magic. I played D&D.
I was a choir kid.
So there really wasn't much of a dichotomy there with the chuny thing that I could really relate to. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, I'm not really saying personal experiences. It's just that is one of my personal favorite examples of like the anime world versus the real world.
Kind of in that same vein, I think how like in like every school setting in anime, there's always that one girl who's like super haughty and who's like ha 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 ha, like really uptight. People would hate her. Like she would have no friends.
So yes and no.
Yes and no. I feel like people would hate her guts. Like they would like. I think she, like in modern society, she'd get her ass kicked.
Well, she'd also more associate with more people of what she would consider her standing.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like I guess like at like a prep school, but like,
I mean, even
more of those.
Even back when I was going to high school, you still had those kind of bitches that were ruling
but like
the food chain.
But that high, like that haughty, like
of different types. Yeah. I mean, I understand your point, and obviously, like, I could agree completely with you on the idea of that kind of person being in a completely different social clique.
Yeah. What else?
I'm just trying to think of what other like situations or things like that wouldn't really work out like that in real life.
Well, one of my favorites, this is my absolute favorite, is, as we've talked about 100 times, the idea of harems. The whole idea that you have these unpersonable men that just seem to get women for no other reason than this is the anime.
Well, I mean, there is a website dedicated to that. It's, what is it? Douchebags with Hot Chicks.
Yeah, but again, even then, that's more the idea of just a broken society.
Yeah. And it still comes down to it's just at least the dude's still trying. It's not like that in the harem animes where the dude doesn't even like try.
Yeah, he picks up an eraser for a girl and she instantly wants on him.
Yeah.
Like there's no it's those situations where there's no reason for a harem to form, but a harem forms anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
It's a good question, but like it's like we're so unprepared for it that we're just like trying to figure things out. Obviously,
kind of the
again,
point.
if you guys have same like stories, suggestions for this topic, discuss them in the comments. Bring them up to us, and we can
Hell, if you've got ideas you want, questions that you want us to ask.
Yeah. That's more than welcome. We want your feedback and your input, so please let us know. Although that's usually my wrap-up statement. We're not done yet.
Not yet.
There's still more to go, guys.
You're done.
Unplug my... As I get strangled. Edge pulls out a shiv.
Oh, there's something I wanted to talk about. It's not really anime, but it's still in like that whole Japanese related vein. You guys hear that Netflix wants to produce a live action Legend of Zelda?
No.
Horns. Poster. Yes.
Yeah, Netflix wants to make I guess
what?
The quote that I read was that Netflix wants to make the Legend of Zelda live action show like a family-friendly Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Yeah. So Netflix is actually in talks with Nintendo to produce the show.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. I'm actually pretty excited to watch it because Netflix has been producing a lot of good series lately.
I have no words. I got chills just now.
Although actually kind of funny, I didn't even realize it. That joke, April Fool's Legend of Zelda trailer there?
Oh, yeah.
That's an actual movie.
Is it really?
That is an actual fan-made feature film.
That's awesome.
Everybody thought it was a prank.
Oh, wow.
But apparently it just took them a while.
No shit. Oh, good for them. We might have to try to find that. I'd like to see that. That'd be fun. Yeah. We can still talk about games on here. Nintendo's a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah. Besides, they had a couple of shitty animated shows.
They had what?
We can talk about the Super Mario Super Show on here.
No, we can't.
No.
Do you guys want an egg Scoopa Koopa?
Get out.
Damn it! I put Frostmourne away.
But yeah, and Netflix has been picking up a lot more stuff lately. They had the exclusive rights to the U.S. Release of Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a Macross style anime.
I don't have a Netflix account anymore. Damn it.
And their anime list has been really
getting better. Yeah.
And they have for a lot of their shows apparently they have the option of sub or dub.
They've started doing that, and that made me so happy because I'm a sub watcher. I don't like watching dubs usually. Every once in a while I will, but
if the voice acting is good, I'll watch it dubbed. But a lot of times it's just like the same. It's like I could watch any dubbed anime and be like, oh, I can't distinguish this between the different animes because, well, all the voice actors are either the same or it's just like they're so tonally similar in the way that they voice act, and it's coming to a problem with Japanese ones where a lot of the series, the Kirito's voice actor has played like 5 different characters in this season.
Yeah, well, because he's in demand right now.
He's in demand, but there's got to be other like.
Well, part of the problem
actors.
is I think they're starting to run into the same issue we are, where there are a lot of voice actors, but they're looking at the A game
A-list,
bringers. Yeah, they're not looking at the little third party guys.
It's really annoying when I like watch the animes for the week, because I'll be like, okay, Kirito's in this and this and this and then this. Like,
it kind of helps. It hurts the separation of the stories.
Stories, and that's why a lot of the ones this season have felt really generic. It's because every male main character has had the same voice actor.
Yeah,
with the same tonally similar character types as Kirito.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of funny in one sense, going with the whole Kirito thing. I guess I'll throw another question out for you guys. This one should be a little easier for you guys to answer. Right off the top of your heads, at least. Your favorite power level of the anime hero?
Favorite power. Oh.
So what do you prefer? Do you prefer that the anime heroes start at the basement and have to work his way up? Do you prefer that he starts on top of the house? Do you prefer he starts in the middle somewhere?
That's actually a really good
And if you
question.
have any examples of like your favorite protagonists that exemplify that ideal.
It really depends on the story and how it's supposed to work. Like, I do enjoy watching the progression, like Hajime no Ippo. I like watching the progression from the bottom to the top. It's really good, especially when they geared the whole series around that progression from the bottom to the top. Sometimes I like in the middle because it's a good balance between all of the different characters. You have a good mesh of how all the characters work and how all the characters feel.
He tried to say dichotomy there, by the way, but he failed.
I didn't want to I didn't want to use dichotomy. Like, it just popped into my head. I didn't actually want to use the word dichotomy.
He and Miss Brian Regan it.
Yeah.
You too.
I messed up his flow. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Continue.
But and then like some at the top of the food chain, like Fist of the North Star. I like watching it, but I don't really have a favorite one where I'm like, I have to watch this every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the same way. I have like favorite examples of each. Like, well, it's not an anime, and I don't know if it ever will become one. But there's a manga out right now that was originally like a webcomic. It's called One Punch Man. I doubt either of you have heard of it.
Bruce Lee?
Yeah, basically this guy is Bruce Lee. So literally the first chapter is like this crazy big monster, and you're introduced to the hero Saitama, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm just an average day guy." And he's got a very generic look, and he like sometimes like when they go to him, he's got a very goofy face, but he destroys monsters like the size of Godzilla with one punch. That's why he's called One Punch Man. He's literally the strongest being on the planet. Nothing can touch him, and it kind of bores him, which is kind of the joke. Like but it makes for a really good story because he doesn't. Mostly because he doesn't, care that he's that strong. Like it doesn't. Like he's still really concerned about the sales on Saturday when he can get half-priced eggs. So like he's still really human. It's really funny, actually. It's a really good story. But so that's like a great example of the high. Like he's literally the strongest thing on earth. Actually, they get invaded by aliens, and he takes out their leader, who does all these crazy power limit breaks. He goes like Super Saiyan and 8 on this guy, and Saitama still goes "Duh." And it's just crazy, and you're just like, okay. Yeah. He punched a meteorite that was crashing into Earth and just destroyed it. It was like, duh.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's strong. But I also do really like the mid range, and I like the ones where, like they don't know that they're that powerful, and then all of a sudden, like something happens, and like, oh, I'm strong, I can do this, blah blah blah. But then they get more powerful, like so they start kind of like in the middle-ish, but then there's still room for growth. So yeah, so there's room for everything, but like Lynch, I don't have one that I love the most. I think it's situational, and sometimes I prefer one over the other.
Again, everybody has their preferences. Personally, I really like, and they've been doing a lot more of them recently, the idea of, quote-unquote, the character is on the house, but in reality could be somewhere up in outer space, if he wanted to be. Regular Magic High, World Break Aria, the idea of these characters that are just constantly finding new limits to their powers or just aren't showing their full potential. I've really never been a fan, in one sense, of the slow builds, the starting at the bottom, working the way up. I mean, Yu Yu Hakusho is probably the only one, but what happens with a lot of them is if you were to take the different sagas out of context and just shuffle them around, it doesn't work. Like Dragon Ball Z, if you took Cell and replaced the Saiyan saga with the Cell saga, what happens? Dead. One episode, done. Yeah. It's just
they'd find a way to make it into a season.
Well, that's kind of it. They would try, but it would be bullshit. When you have those kind of power levels, it becomes very difficult, and you have to go in that very specific order unless you decide to just pull random shit. Bleach.
With Bleach. But like with Hajime no Ippo, it made sense. He was just fighting progressively better boxers. Like that in sports, it like that stuff, like Prince of Tennis, him progressively, although he did start at a stronger level.
That's another one that can go fuck itself.
Well, especially since they added a second fucking series of it. It ended. It was 171 episodes of decency, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the sports animes all have that most of them are that like work from the bottom all the way to the top.
Those ones at least again make sense though, because it's, if you're looking at it like a tournament, you're going to start against, in a sense, the weaker opponents unless you get unlucky and work your way up. Same with like, again, boxing or martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But there are certain ones like a couple ones where like you have that one really over the top character, like power level character in the sports enemies, but then they go to a team that's like super underpowered.
Yeah.
And it's having that like one person having to break, like his like power level has been nerfed by like just the rest of the team not being very good, and it's having him to try and train the rest of the team to bring them up to his level so they can go win and then lose in the big game because they have to continue the series for some reason.
Or he can hold himself back.
Yeah.
Ice Shield.
Well, Ice Shield had a good ending.
Ice Shield's not bad. It's just, again, like, realistically, he should have... I'm not going to say, he should have, after 3 episodes, gone, oh my god, I can do all this. I'm super confident, but...
Like 100 episodes in, you might... Come on. You've been beating the best. You've been beating like the best defenses and the best running backs.
You're as fast as Olympic sprinters.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're as fast as the Olympic sprinters and a lot more agile than them. But you don't have any confidence in yourself? Come on, really?
Okay, so juking back real quick.
Get out.
Get out. I can't say the word juke. We're talking about
especially
sports.
when we were just talking about
football,
football and jukes. And
how about a jaunt? I'm taking a jaunt.
Okay.
Anyway, we're taking a jaunt back to one of Edge's older questions, jerk, about the one where tropes in anime won't work in reality. What about in every sports anime that has weird special techniques? Like if you put that into like, I'm going to use my super slide attack with this racket.
Oh yeah, like the whole I gotta call out my move as I do it.
Yeah.
Or I have to come up with a name for the move, or it takes like 16 years for you to decide to do the move, even though in real life it would take you have to make those decisions split second.
Yeah, it would be ridiculous in real life. So that's why I started cracking up, for those of you wondering why the hell I was laughing all of a sudden. But that suddenly occurred to me that would be a thing that I should have brought up. But I hadn't thought of it yet. But yeah, that would be so accurate.
It happens all the time in Yowamushi Pedal. They have conversations while they're in a road race.
I know, like, they do.
What? I don't. What? Like, you're yelling at each other and, like, trying to sprint towards, like, a goal line. I don't know. How does that even work?
It does. But it's still great. But it's so stupid. Oh, my God. You know, with boxing, it makes sense. Like, with, well, to a point.
Not really, but...
Well... But there are, special punches, techniques, stances.
So you're going to tell your opponent that you're going to rabbit punch him, huh?
They don't call out.
They don't really call out the names.
They don't call out the names of attacks in punches and stuff in
Ippo.
In Ippo.
Oh, so yeah, at least in
they have
Ippo,
a mouth guard on their mouth. They can't even talk to each other.
Well, no, they can talk to each other because through the mouth guard. Because like there's so many scenes in Ippo where they had the mouth guard in, and they're still having a conversation.
Or they're talking through their minds and spirits. Yeah. They talk through their fists.
And that's another thing, like especially with boxing stuff, like how long a 10 count takes in like an anime or a manga. It takes so long.
It's a freaking chapter for a 10 count. Actually, we've probably seen 2 chapters for a 10 count. And then we've seen like 80 pages of backstory
during the 10 count.
During the 10 count. Exposition in this one 10 count.
I like the one part in when he was fighting the that one Thai boxer where he would see God in the lights, and like there was this whole backstory like at like the 5 count. I'm like, why?
When Takamura was fighting what was it, Brian Hawk?
Yeah.
Like all of the weird. Every time someone got knocked down, there was like a chapter 3 of backstory, and it was just like, okay. And by the way, I have a bone to pick with that. Why is every single American champion got a bird name? Brian Hawk, David Eagle, and yeah, they made Brian Hawk out to be such a maniacal asshole. At least David Eagle was a solid dude. Thank you for not making the second champion he fought to be a giant dick face.
Especially throughout that the series, that most of the Americans that are featured in there are gigantic douches.
Gigantic douchebags. So we thank you for David Eagle being not a giant douche nozzle.
Well, let's think about when this was written.
Well, no, this is more recent. In the manga.
Yeah, but again, how old is he? Because if he was writing back in the 80s, how old? He's probably old enough to remember when.
Actually, he did do.
We were a-holes.
Yeah, well, he did actually do an arc with Coach Kamigawa, who was in the area after post Hiroshima, and he was a boxer, and he actually fought a United States sergeant. And in a boxing match, who was like 3-4 weight classes bigger than him.
Yeah,
that was actually a really heavy plot.
That was a really good arc.
Oh, with the girl, I don't even want to ruin that for anyone, but that was heart-wrenchingly well written and just beautiful.
It's probably the best arc that's been in the series.
Oh, I agree with you on that. Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with Ippo.
Yeah, it's
kind of disappointing that it has nothing to do with the best arc has nothing to do with Ippo, but
Kamigawa is such a central character that it's forgivable, and it also it delves into Japanese history and obviously mindset back then, and it probably delved into some of the feelings of the author.
Probably.
So anyway, that's
I can see Justin's veins going over there when we're talking about Ippo. We've been going on Ippo for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, I was gonna say we've brought Ippo up a couple times today already.
So I'm just about ready to fall into the table.
So what was the question?
Yeah. So the next question. What's the next question?
Oh God, am I asking another question?
I don't know.
I thought.
What are we still going to go on with the current question of other examples of things that have happened in anime that wouldn't happen?
Well,
in
that
real
wasn't
life?
the current question. We dived back into the question.
Did we?
Yeah, because I found a good example of it for sports.
Yep.
I mean, I guess. Also, honestly, it's really that's so prevalent in games. Did you ever see? There's one anime about mahjong and
Saki
might be. It is the main character a really crow-faced dude with white hair? Okay, then no.
This is Saki's about a high school girls team.
No, this is a really dark, more of a dark story of kind of gambling and stuff like that.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It starts with an A.
Yeah. God, actually, if I remember correctly, that's the same guy that did Lupin.
Yeah, it might have been. But the animation was cool. I watched all of it, and it was weird. But the turns shouldn't have taken that long, but one episode would be one guy's turn, and there'd be all of this psychology and fear and blah blah blah, and I'm just oh God, why is this taking so long? But
they do that in Saki as well. There's all these special crazy moves and special superpowers that every character has to somehow manipulate the tiles without actually manipulating the tiles.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
I don't what.
Oh Lord.
God, it's like Hikari no Go all over again.
I enjoyed the series. It ended I enjoyed the series for the most part of Hikari no Go, but towards the end, it just kind of went all over the place.
It got a little
stale,
a little crazy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it didn't get stale. It just went. It went bonkers.
It went batshit.
It was in the beginning. It was very much hell. You could learn Go by reading that manga.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
But yeah, it just started getting really bizarre towards the end.
Really off the wall, and Hikaru never really until the very end never really came into his own playing Go. It was always oh God, what was the teacher's name that was inhabiting him?
God, yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember, but it was always him trying to teach Hikaru how to play Go, and Hikaru just making kind of little tiny baby steps in the world of Go,
and then him bailing him out,
and then needing to be bailed out, and it was never him making any actual progress in it. And it was frustrating because they kept on alluding to how he had this such potential in Go to play Go. I'm just do it already.
Okay, I just thought of another good example, and I know they kind of make fun of it already in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but when Yugi transforms into adult Yugi, and his voice drops 8 octaves, wouldn't someone question that when he grows 6 feet taller?
That's technically just a. It's kind of the same idea as on James and Mike Play when they did Mega Man. The whole idea that Mike made the comment of, why does Mega Man always change color? And people were giving him shit that he then went back. He's like, yes, I understand that they have to have him change color so that I can see that he has these new abilities. Whereas in the game, Mega Man would be blue just with his weapon.
Yeah.
So Yugi would not actually, to everyone around him,
he wouldn't change
size or change his voice. That's to let you, the viewer, know.
I don't know, but I'm saying if in.
Well, see, again, it's just done to help you, the viewer.
Yeah, it's a
visual
technique.
trick.
It's a technique to use to differentiate the characters for us. But yeah, it's the whole thing where suddenly, instead of talking like this, I'd be like, "It's time to duel."
It's time to duel.
You would notice a change, but and that's just a trick that they've been using for a long time.
I just thought it would be funny, like if like that all of a sudden he pulls out a puzzle and just goes, "Nah, let's play cards." What? Joe, what are you doing? Call me Joe.
Kuna with chain. Baby dragon. It's time to duel.
Oh, God. Talk about another show that just... Well, honestly, for us, part of what confused, I guess, a lot of us was the fact that they kept that first season under lock and key.
Yeah. They definitely did dumb it down for the American audience. And with the manga, like, the whole order of events, the way the manga takes place is completely different than the way that the
I heard
US
that.
market
I've never
got it.
actually read the manga.
It's...
Like,
it's dark.
The
Is it good?
It's dark, and like the Capsule Monsters thing was the first season. Was supposed to be the first season, and a lot darker.
Oh yeah, lots of death,
Yeah.
attempted murder. It's
Yami would basically go around gacking people.
All right.
Kaiba tried to kill him several times.
I'll have to read.
I mean,
it
hell, oh God, Malik. Malik's father literally tortured him to the point that he developed his
Alter
second
ego.
Yeah.
Yay!
it's-
Still not as dark as Berserk.
Well, no, but for something that has become a kid's story.
Yeah, I know, right? But as far as children's shows go, Digimon Forever.
And I heard rumors that they're coming back.
It's coming back.
I did hear that, yeah.
Next season.
But it better be good, otherwise I will fly
And
to
it's-
Japan
it's-
and kick ass.
Is it? I heard it's going to be like the kids of the original cast.
Like the original
and-
Digidestin?
Yeah,
like
the
from
original
the first
Digidestin.
season?
Yep.
And it's
But-
basically like their kids like kind of inheriting the original Digidestin's Digimon.
That would be weird in a lot of ways, especially since the third season established that the first two were a TV show.
Well, hell, in one sense, they could be using it to restart the franchise.
Could be a reason to restart the franchise. Oh, they also could be retconning.
Retconning. 3 didn't exist. Although
I-
3 was pretty good. I never
I
really
enjoyed
liked 4.
3. I enjoyed 3, but 3 was one of those ones where it just kind of didn't really fit into the whole
It didn't,
Digimon universe.
didn't at all.
You know, kind of on the same topic, well, just of stuff coming out next season, I am super excited. I think both of you would agree with me on this. High School DxD Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Other things. Are there anything else coming back that should be really excited
There
for?
should be another season of my romantic comedy snafu. I can't remember when they said that's coming. I don't even think they know, but
Can't-
We will find out.
I need more anime Daria
Anime Daria.
because that's what it is. That's
It's
basically
basically what it is. Yeah, it's basically
it's-
Anime Daria.
Yeah, it's Daria as an anime, which I'm super okay with. I think I don't think I have anything else to talk about on this episode.
We could do a little dance, make a little love, get down.
you know what
tonight.
then?
Get out.
Last question I've got for today.
Okay.
Your top series, and this should be a real good one that we can throw around. Your top series that needs another season. And since again it doesn't sound like we have a whole hell of a lot more left to talk about, let's just kind of almost shotgun approach this bitch.
Oh, jeez.
Oda Nobuna. We talked about it earlier.
Oh,
Oda
yeah.
Nobuna needs another season.
I don't know. They need to redo and finish Trigun because the manga is amazing and they should redo it with the proper story.
So they need to pull a Brotherhood with it.
Yes, they need to pull. Except I do really like the original Trigun. They just need to pull a Brotherhood with it and
Make it better.
because the manga is so good and it gets so much better and crazier.
I'm going to kind of stay on my harem kick. We need a season 3 and possibly season 4 Sekirei.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Sekirei in forever.
I'm trying to go through and see what else I would want another season of.
Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun.
Yes.
Yeah.
No Game, No Life.
No Game, No Life. Yeah.
I need another season of Kawaii Complex.
Oh, yes, Kawaii Complex.
There is an OVA coming, but
I want more of Kawaii Complex itself.
Talked about it earlier. I need another season of Saki.
Irregular Magic High.
Regular Magic High.
Definitely.
Witchcraft Works. I want another Witchcraft Works.
Season. I've been reading the manga for a long time, and it's just...
I love the anime.
The animation is really beautiful, I'll admit.
I kind of want a third season of Strike Witches, since we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
However, apparently there is a third season coming that's going to reset everything.
I want more Strike the Blood.
Yeah, I need more Strike the Blood.
You know what? We need a third fucking season of Aramo to wipe out the trash that was
the
OVAs.
We need a third season to wipe out to retcon the OVAs, and the OVAs from most of the places have gotten pulled.
I think, again, with Otakon being the exception, I think a lot of people were pissed.
Yeah, and like they ruined everything that happened up to the OVAs, and then the end of the OVAs ruined the OVAs. I'm like, why did anybody think that was good? When
that room, again, at Otakon started clapping at the end of that, me and your buddy Dennis there were about to start chucking chairs.
I'm so glad I didn't, I just went, fuck this noise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ugh.
They didn't have,
I haven't seen Aramo.
It was a world premiere for, we got the Aramo OVAs before Japan did.
That's crazy.
It's a world premiere at the largest convention on the Eastern Coast, at the largest anime convention on the Eastern Coast, with a world premiere, and you don't have any staff to form a line, go fuck yourself, Otakon, on that show.
It was crazy trying to get in there.
And then the staff comes rushing up after they open the doors and tell everyone to reform a line. Just let people in. Come on. Off of that side note, Magi needs another season.
I mean, yeah. Just the manga is still ongoing. They actually have a side story with Sinbad, by the way, in manga form. Mm-hmm. That's talking about him delving into, when he's younger, into the dungeons. I haven't checked that out yet, but I hear it's good. Yeah. And I need to catch up on the manga. But Magi is a good story.
I like Magi.
Yeah.
You know, we need a third season of Haganai.
Yes, we do.
Because, I mean, that didn't even end on a good note. It just said, done.
And we're done.
Yeah, done. Next season. Well, hints at a next season.
Yeah.
But
I need another season of Girls und Panzer.
What was Haganai about again? I don't remember.
So I Can't Make Any Friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's about it's
the Friends Club. Yeah. With the one chick who calls the girl meat, right?
Yep.
Which I think is actually really mean.
You know what? Kind of going along this.
She's trying to be mean.
I know, but I think it's a little too mean. I'd actually punch that girl in the jaw. Actually, no, I'd thunder punch her in the ovaries.
Yeah, so both of them are messed up. But
yeah.
They'd have to redo it. But we need a new Rosario plus Vampire that sticks to the manga.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
We need more Mushigi Bugyo.
Oh, yes. Dear God, talk about anime that just fucking ended.
You just fucking randomly, they hit episode 26 and we're like, oh, we're done.
I mean, yeah, they picked a decent part to end at, but...
Like, come on. We want more.
It could have been the next Bleach. Yeah. It would have been better than Bleach.
It would have been better than Bleach. Because it actually had a direction and like kind of stuck with its own storyline, instead of like going kind of like all over the fucking place with power levels.
Really?
Characters were lovable.
Yeah.
Really? Huh. How about that?
Yeah. And we're just about at time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that about wraps it up for today, guys. Yeah. Does anyone have anything else to add?
Yeah, I've got something else.
What?
Fuck Death Note.
Oh, I knew that
There
was
it is.
coming. There it is.
There it is.
Fuck Death Note, guys.
End of the episode.
End of the episode.
You thought I wouldn't get it in.
Yeah, no, we knew you'd get it in.
There's always room for fuck Death Note.
All right, guys. Well, leave positive or negative comments on the video, and now we have video, so we will see you next time on the Shonen Show. Have a great day, and we'll see you in about a month. Take care.
See you later, guys.
Bye.